Hello there and welcome to the old horseshoe on the banks of the Olentangy, home to the Ohio State Buckeyes, one of the great settings in sport, and man, this place is rocking today. We've been tracking this matchup for weeks, thinking about a possible top 5 collision. Both teams have done their part, and now here we are, as we'll see the number 3 team in the country, the Minnesota Golden Gophers, taking on the second-ranked team, the Ohio State Buckeyes. 3A Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, here in the booth with Kirk Herbstreit. I think we've talked long enough, Kirk. Let's get this game going. The Buckeyes will kick this deep to get us going. So no return here. He takes a knee in the end zone, and they'll begin the drive at the 25. Just underway, and this home crowd is fired up and ready to make a difference today. Off the play fake, looking to throw on first down. Fires it to the wideout. Falls incomplete, broken up by the defender nicely that time.
Some players just have a real knack for timing their jump, and that defender was able to get a big paw on the ball and bat it away.
Incomplete. Second down coming up. Ball is handed off out of the shotgun. They bring him down to the 32-yard line.
Just love watching this back run. Gets behind that offensive line, lowers his pads, and gets a nice solid gain.
Sets up as a 3rd and 3 here on this opening possession. Try and muscle for the first down. Breaks loose at the 45. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain, more than enough to pick up a first down.
Boy, the defense misses out on an opportunity to get off of the field. They got the offense to 3rd down, and they just weren't able to prevent them from converting.
The Golden Gophers line up on 1st and 10 now. Looking downfield, it's Wood. He finds his man. It's a 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8 coming up.
Hey, it's a game, but you get the sense that this offense wanted a little bit more from that play.
Short completion there, 2nd down coming up. Play action fake, looking to throw. It's incomplete. He took a hit as he threw the football, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Man, you got to love this if you're a defensive coordinator. It's all about affecting the quarterback and getting pressure on him. This time they got to him and forced that incompletion.
Drops back, looking to throw for it on 3rd down. Quarterback escapes the pocket. Breaking free at the 35. And a big gain before he goes out of bounds. The offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs.
Man, it is fun to watch this guy get out in the open field. I didn't realize he could run like this. That's a big gain for this offense.
And the crowd coming to life here, trying to help this defense down in the red zone. That's a nice tackle there by the senior.
You know, in the era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense is countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage and not give up big run plays.
Tackled at the 2 after the completion. The defense really up against it now.
The defense is so caught up in this guy running the football on this drive, they forgot to defend him coming out of the backfield. Nice positive play here.
And this big crowd doing everything possible to inspire this defense down here near the goal line. First and goal, they'll try to run it in. Fights his way in for the score. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Well, the script from the offensive coordinator works perfectly here to get this game started for this offense. Great job of mixing up a lot of different looks to get a read and a gauge of what this defense is up to today, and you're able to put 6 points up on the board. Great start.
And they'll set up now for the extra point try. PAT makes it 7-0.
That is the score. Minnesota 7, Ohio State 0.
Now the kickoff team is out on the field. That one bounces through the end zone, so they'll start at the 25. First down play call. How aggressive will it be? Handoff to the single back. Powerful running here. That run takes it across the 30-yard line.
Great job on the offensive line here, opening up some holes and giving the running back room to run on first down. Plays like this can open up the playbook for the play caller, allow him to make that defense think, are they going to run? Maybe play action, maybe throw the ball downfield.
The gain makes it 2nd and medium. Here comes a handoff. Not much on that play, brought down short. The Buckeyes will hustle to the line to run the hurry-up offense. On third down, it's a handoff. And it's good for a first down to the 36.
Here's a great example of the back knowing where he needed to go on this play, and he didn't mess around. He got between the tackles and earned every single yard.
Buckeyes getting set on 1st and 10. There's the handoff. They get him, but what a spin move. That's one for the highlight reel.
Well, it's a beautiful run here for the first down, really living up to that reputation of the great backs that they've had over the years. Think about Archie Griffin and Eddie George, Ezekiel Elliott, J.K. Dobbins, just so many great backs. We're seeing another one right here.
Pitches to the back. Runner scoots out of bounds after gaining decent yards.
Well, let's give credit to the offensive line here. They went with a run blitz. The offensive line sees it, picks it up, gives them enough room to pick up some solid yards.
A gain makes it 2nd and medium. And they'll use the ground game here. They bring him down, but that gain moves the ball all the way to the 31.
Well, the scouting report on this running back was that he is an elite ball carrier, and he is proving to be that here early in this game. These first few carries, not only the strength, but the quickness and acceleration to get upfield and get positive yards on display.
You're pounding away with the running game. It's 1st and 10. There's the snap, and he's looking to throw. He'll take a deep shot. Makes the catch. Can he get in? And he will score. Touchdown, Ohio State.
Oh, just outstanding execution here by this offense. The offensive line gives the quarterback time, and the quarterback's anticipation was on point. Puts that ball right in the money. The receiver, all he had to do was turn and catch the ball for that touchdown.
Now the all-important extra point.
For the extra point.
And he knocks it right through.
The extra point is good. That ties the game.
Now they get set to kick it away. Well, he thought about coming out, but instead takes a knee to bring the football to the 25-yard line. And the Minnesota offense takes the field. On that last touchdown grab, they just pounded away with the ground game. Let's see if that formula works again. Handoff here from the shotgun. Brought down, but broke a tackle to produce a solid gain there.
I tell you, to be able to pick up a nice gain like that, those offensive linemen have to sustain their blocks. Gave them a chance and a really nice gain.
Second down after that run on the previous play. They'll go with the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff. They stop him at the 47, but that's enough for a first down.
How about the offensive line here? Just a hat on a hat, opening up just enough room for the back to squeeze through there for a nice gain.
And that run, good for first down yardage. The drive moves on. Off the play fake, looking to throw. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. And the runner scoots out of bounds after gaining some decent yardage.
Love to see the short passing game as a great go-to for any offensive coordinator in the first quarter because it's reliable and allows you to see how the defense is reacting. That can open up for other things later on.
A completion makes it second and short. He hands it off from the gun. Breaking free at the 35. They make the tackle, but that's an excellent gain. Moves the ball to the 33.
You know, offensive linemen are just a certain breed. They're always going to do their job, no matter who's back there carrying the ball. I'll tell you what, they have a little bit more confidence when the person that's carrying the ball can break off some big-time runs. That makes them block just a little bit harder, knowing what he's potentially capable of doing.
The pocket breaking down. Trying to create outside the pocket, but they've got him for a sack.
But the defense would not be denied on this play. They come up with a sack. Quarterback really didn't have much of a chance at all. Lucky he just held on to the ball.
That sack sets up a second down and long. Looking to throw. It's Wood. On the move here, trying to hit a deep shot. And the ball is picked off. And he'll be taken down, but after a good return.
That offensive coordinator is going to have some choice words for his quarterback over the phone on the sideline after that throw. You have to be more careful with the football.
Here's the first play of the drive now, set up at the 24. Obvious false start there, moving too early. And the head coach will decide to accept the penalty and take the yardage. First down play call coming up. How aggressive will it be? they'll keep it on the ground. Running back has the handoff. Defense will make the stop, which will probably be the final play of this opening quarter.
Second down. That's the end of the first quarter with the score tied at 7.
Here we go. First play of the quarter. Offense setting up for a second down play. Offense looking to throw the ball. Bringing pressure. Nice throw. Caught for a completion. They're able to get him down. The Buckeyes will come to the line to crank up the tempo. They'll try to move the chains here on the ground. That's a good effort on the run, but the defense stops him just short of the marker. Fourth down now.
Now, fourth down.
Offense going to roll the dice and go for it inside their own 40. And the quarterback just sneaks it. He did not get it. A crucial play by this defense. What a fourth down stop.
How about that defensive front and the linebackers collapsing down on the football? You would think that the quarterback sneak is a safe call, an easy call to get the yards that you need, but not with that push by that defensive line.
They'll try the ground game here with the running back. They bring him down just short of the marker, inches away from a first down.
Boy, positive yards there on 1st and 10. Good job up front by that offensive line. Good hard running by this running back. And now you got a lot of options. That playbook can really open up on 2nd and inches.
Using the ground game here. Tailback has the handoff. Tackled, but only after picking up a fresh set of downs.
Chris, it's the consistency of this back is giving this defense fits. They've got to come up with some changes up front. This guy's already over 50 yards, and if he keeps running the way he is, not only is he having a great day, but it's going to give this quarterback a chance to hit some big plays downfield off play action.
He picks up 9, so just short of the first down, 2nd and 1.
Man, you know, the back gets a lot of the attention here. He's a good back. I love to see that offensive line win the battle of the line of scrimmage.
So here comes 2nd down now. Every play important down here in the red zone. They finally corral him at the 1.
Well, it's a nice job up front by the offensive line, but give the running back an assist for setting those blocks up before he's able to get downfield for the first down.
Moving the receiver around pre-snap. And it looks like the quarterback's going to run it. They'll make it into the end zone. Touchdown, Golden Gophers.
Touchdown.
Looked like the defense thought they had him contained. Look at the blazing speed on that quarterback.
Great design run for this quarterback, and you know what kind of threat he is with that kind of speed. The defense just seemed to be out of position from the very beginning. I wouldn't be surprised to see something similar later on in this game.
And they'll set up for the PAT. PAT is good. They slammed into the kicker, and penalty markers are down. Pretty easy call for the head coach. He will accept that penalty, of course. Kickoff team is on the field to boot this one away. Long kickoff, no chance for a return. It'll be a touchback. Offense operating from the pistol. On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. Short connection to the tight end here. They tackle him at the 38. Solid gain. Nice play there.
Nice throw and catch here for the Buckeyes. And you know, Chris, it's hard to think of a time when Ohio State didn't have an efficient and prolific quarterback under center.
Here's a 1st and 10 play. There's the snap. Quarterback setting up to throw. Quick completion to the tight end. Breaks loose at the 40. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks. More than enough for a 1st down.
Well, this is what you see all over college football and even up, obviously, in the NFL. These tight ends are really recruited as big receivers, and they can get one-on-one matchups, and they've got speed after the catch. This is a short throw. You can see what he does after the catch, and he is a tough matchup for whether it's a safety, a nickel, or a linebacker.
Fresh set of downs for the offense. 1st down. From the shotgun, drops back. Looking right, this one caught. They make the tackle, but that pass creates a solid gain.
The quarterback looks downfield to make this throw. He wants to be able to get the ball to be able to pick up enough yards for a 1st down, but instead, he gets the ball at least underneath to the drag route and gets some positive yards.
Pass caught. 2nd down now. Offense will keep it on the ground here. The Buckeyes pick up enough yardage to get a 1st down.
You know, Chris, what a great run here. And you think about Ohio State, you think lately about those NFL-ready wide receivers. But we all know it starts with their running games, all those great backs they've had over the years.
On 1st down, why not keep it on the ground? And the senior able to make the stop after a short gain.
Well, the defense coordinator this week always telling us about gap integrity, not giving this running back any creases at all. Really sound defense on that play.
Important 2nd down play coming up. Here's the snap. Quarterback drops back. Hit as he releases it, and the pass ball is incomplete.
Well, it's pretty simple. The defensive line does a great job of getting after the quarterback and forcing him into that incompletion.
Now it's 3rd and short from the 22. You expect this is 4-down territory. Let's see what they do on 3rd down. Dropping back. They're going to throw for the 1st down. Pass caught. Can he get in? Doesn't quite get in, but it sets up a 1st and goal for this offense.
Well, this is why this guy's one of the top wide receivers in college football. It's 3rd down. The defense knows you're probably going to go to him, and they still can't stop him from coming down with a big play.
1st and goal. Can the offense punch it in and tie the score before the half?
42 Spider. 4-2 Spider.
On the ground, trying to muscle it across the line.
A pretty good push up front here by this offense line to get some positive yards here. You wonder if they're going to be able to run it in, or they're going to have to spread this defense out and try to find a one-on-one matchup to put the ball through the air for the touchdown.
On 2nd and goal, they hand it to him again. Well, they test the middle there, but get nothing.
That back just had nowhere to go. Got to give credit to the defense and their run fits on that play.
So 2 chances to score a touchdown in the red zone already. They came up short. Now it's 3rd and goal. On the ground, trying to punch it in for the score. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
Boy, how exciting has this first half been? We get a touchdown here. They're an extra point away from tying this game up. A lot of great action here.
Here comes the point after attempt. And there's the point after. Kickoff team is on the field. Let's see if they give the returner a chance to bring this one back. And here's the return from inside the 5. Makes it to the 16. That's good coverage there. And the Minnesota offense takes the field. A little bit of my turn, your turn on the early going here. Both offenses scoring touchdowns their last possession. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He flips it to the back across the middle. Tackled quickly after the catch. He'll be short of the marker. Offense getting set. Second down play here. Looking downfield. It's Wood. Quick throw caught over the middle. The defense grabs him after the completion. He's just short of a first down.
One thing we know for sure, I don't know as a play caller, you can make that call without a quarterback who can throw it with a big arm. He put that on a rope.
In the third and short, they'll try to throw for it. Fires it to the wideout. Can't hold on. Good defensive play. Brings up a fourth down.
Man, on your own side of the field, you're playing a risky game here. Third and short. Your goal should just be keep this drive alive the best way you can sometimes is just hand the ball off to your running back and have him get behind that offensive line and go to work. Curious to see what they do now here on this fourth and short.
And the Golden Gophers will line up to punt it away. He's on to boot it away now. He's got some daylight turning on the speed. The coverage team able to bring the returner to the ground. Here comes the powerful Buckeye offense back onto the field. Let's see if they can keep that passing game going. The last possession, very efficient and precise. And they'll run it out of the shotgun. They've got him after a 7-yard gain, so 2nd and 3.
Brings up second down.
Again, thrown out of the RPO, and it's complete. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain, more than enough to pick up a first down.
I love how this quarterback is finding this slot receiver. Not only is he tough to handle, but it's what he's doing after the catch. He has such wiggle and quickness. He's tough to bring down, and you'll see more positive yards after the catch here.
The offense really clicking here.
29 Philly.
On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. Looking for his big tight end. He's got an open man downfield, and it's caught. He moves the ball to the 7-yard line. Offense has a 1st and goal now. And a quick timeout call by the offense after the play. So 2 big plays in a row. The defense is reeling here. Now it's 1st and goal. Here's the handoff. And he'll make it in for the score. Touchdown, Ohio State. They'll try to add to the lead now with the PAT. He knocked through the extra point. The lead is 7, 21-14. So an important touchdown just before halftime. Not much time for the opposing offense to try to answer before the break. Return starts from inside the 5. Solid job by the coverage team. They bring him down at the 16.
And the Minnesota offense will take over 1st and 10.
So the offense looking to be efficient here. Not much time remaining before the end of the half. Tight end goes in motion. They're going to run it. A gain moves the ball out near the 25. And that will do it for the first half here. Kevin Connors now has our halftime update. Golden Gophers will kick this away to start the second half. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end. Will start at the 25. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense back on the field. That wasn't alert enough. Didn't get the play off. That'll cost him 5 yards. Dangerous play call here after that 5-yard penalty. This line getting set up. It's a first down play. Here's the snap. Offense looking to throw the ball. He's got it for a big gain. They bring him down, but a big chunk of yardage on the play.
Boy, what a throw and catch again by the Ohio State Buckeye offense. You think about how Ohio State has been able to really grow over the years. Go back and think about Chris Carter back in the 80s and Joey Galloway in the 90s. And, of course, most recently with Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave, Jackson Smith and Jigba. So many great receivers, and it's been fun to watch this young man today.
Second down after that run on the previous play. From the shotgun, it's a handoff. He stopped just short of that first down marker, inches away from it. That gain sets up a third down play. Can he get there on the ground? Using a strong stiff arm. And he picks up the first down, tackled at the 32.
How impressive these guys been up front today. Big third down, know what you need to do, get the first down, continue to hold on to that lead, continue to work clock, and get that much closer to securing a victory.
Buckeyes keep the football on the move. Looking to pass this time. Receiver makes the grab. And a big gain before he goes out of bounds. The offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs.
You know, each receiver brings something a little bit different to the table, Chris. To me, the outside receivers usually are a little bit longer, taller guys. You get those slot receivers in the inside, not only can they make the catch, but they have quickness to make plays after the catch. Great example of that right here.
And here's the handoff. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
Chris, I think we all kind of get caught up in third down. What is an offense doing on third down? But I think what's also important is how well do you defend first down. If you can hold your opponents to a short gain or a tackle for a loss, you throw the offense out of whack, and their game plan gets much more challenging to try to come up with that first down.
They'll look to throw it here on second down. Here's the target, and it's complete. Brought down, but the completion moves the ball down to the 4.
Now, the receiver does all the work here. Man, that is easy living for this quarterback. Really good footwork by the receiver, gets the separation, and at that point, it's just pitch and catch for the quarterback.
Crucial. Third down coming up in the red zone. Can he keep the drive going, or will they have to settle for 3? Running play called on third and short. Brought down at the 3-yard line, but this offense now has a first down and goal right there.
Boy, Chris, you cannot overstate how big of a conversion this was to be able to pick this up on the ground. Yeah, the offense still has the lead, but you can just feel the defense having all the momentum with the points they've been able to compile. And that run right there picks up a first down and can kind of settle things down a bit.
First and goal, handoff. Muscles across the goal line. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
Man, that's another touchdown for this guy. This defense better adjust and get eyes into that backfield, or he may go for a third or a fourth later today.
And the extra point makes it a 28-14 game. Getting set to kick the ball off now. And it comes out to the 25. No return attempted there. And the Minnesota offense takes the field. Keeping it on the ground here. He gains 9, so it's 2nd and 1. And there's the handoff. And the Golden Gophers pick up enough yards to move the sticks.
Hey, it's not a lot, but it's enough to get the first down.
New set of downs for the offense. 1st and 10. They'll hand it off. He's found some room at the 45. Tackle finally made, but it's a huge gain. They'll spot it at the 34.
Big runs like this are just demoralizing for a defense. It's one thing to give up big plays over your head against the pass game. But when teams can run the ball and pick up yards like this, really affects the team's mental psyche and their confidence. And you'll start to see some missed tackles following a play like this.
A gain of 2 yards. Now it's 2nd down and 8.
Chris, you know, the spread era over the years has always grown offensively. But I've been always impressed with defenses that really build their defense to play in space, still have an ability to be sound at the line of scrimmage and defend a running game. It's exactly what we saw right there.
Off the play fake, looking to throw the football. Lets it fly to the wideout. And it's complete. What a grab by the receiver right near the sideline.
Well, this is a beautiful play when the timing is right, as we see right here. The receiver's got to do a good job of working his way back to the football as the quarterback is throwing it. The timing here is impeccable.
On the set.
And here comes the noise. This crowd is trying to inspire this defense to make a big red zone stop. An inside give now from the shotgun. And that's a solid gain before the defense able to bring him down.
I'll take that every single time. Offensive line does a nice job up front. This back's vision and ability to get positive yards by lowering his pads on full display right there.
So down here in the red zone, every yard tough to find. Here is a crucial play coming up. Handoff to the back. And he's tackled down at the 4-yard line. Defense getting pushed back.
Well, I know this defense worked very hard at halftime to come up with answers on how to try to slow down this running back after the big first half, and he's already at it again.
Here's the handoff on 1st and goal. Couldn't quite get there. Brought down at the 2. And the crowd really making some noise now, trying to help out this defense to get this stop near the goal line. That's a design quarterback keeper. And he'll be smothered right at the line for no gain.
Well, at this stage of the game, this offense is clearly thinking it's 4-down territory. They need points on the board, and they need them in a hurry.
They'll try to muscle toward the end zone on the ground. Defense stops him short of the 1st down marker, and that'll do it in the 3rd quarter of play.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter of play. With the score, Ohio State 28, Minnesota 14.
Remember, a field goal here doesn't do much. So on 4th and goal, they're going for the touchdown. Keep it on the ground, trying to power in for the touchdown. And he powers into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. So here we go, 4th quarter. They've cut into the lead, but still work to do.
Well, I think the cool thing is that they're still battling, and they put themselves at least in a position now to possibly come back and maybe, who knows, win this game. But it's going to be up to their defense. They've got to get the ball back to have a chance.
And they'll set up for the PAT. And the point after gets them within a touchdown, 28-21.
That makes the score.
Kickoff team on the field getting set now.
Minnesota 21.
And he'll just take a knee. Drive will start at the 25-yard line. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense back on the field. Suddenly, this is a tighter game. You'd love to build a drive, choose some clock. How aggressive will they get with the play call? That's a nice tackle there by the senior.
Well, let's see how these guys do here. Kind of in that 4-minute offense mode where they're trying to work as much clock as they can on this drive, working with the lead. Still want to be balanced as best you can, but the important thing is picking up 1st downs, keeping the ball in bounds, keep working that clock.
2nd down after that run on the previous play. They'll run it here. Breaks loose at the 40. Oh, and nothing but green grass ahead. Tackle is finally made, but it's a huge gain all the way to the 48-yard line.
There's nothing more that helps an offense than committing to that running game and popping an explosive run like this on the ground. Keeps the confidence of your offensive lineup. Same with your back. It helps everything else that you're doing as an offense in your rhythm. Now you can come back with some counters, try to take some shots off of play action, and keep hammering away with that run game.
Ball handed off. Stopped right there at the line. No gain.
Chris, textbook job by the defense surrounding the runner and preventing that play from being bounced to the outside.
On the double.
Second down after that previous play.
Cricket.
They'll switch it up, looking to throw. Lets it go. And it's complete downfield. It's a huge gain all the way down inside the 30.
Well, anytime you can have a balanced attack, it's always going to help an offense. And, you know, the previous play, they're running the football. That puts a lot of pressure on the eyes of the linebackers and safeties. They start to think about defending the run, and a great job with that play-action call to get them out of position and be able to hit that for that conversion.
They bring him down, but that's a solid gain on the play.
And that's going to be a first down. And really, Chris, kind of surprised here in the fourth quarter not to see this defense dial up some pressure. They're just sitting back in the base, making it relatively easy for the offense to pick up a first down on the ground.
And they'll keep it on the ground, trying to run some clock.
Great job by the running back of staying inbounds and continue to work that clock, working here in the fourth quarter with the lead. You got that defense getting closer and closer to their goal line. They are backed up, and they are desperate. They've got to make a play here. The offense just has to take care of the ball, a chance to really secure victory here.
Ball carrier brought down at the 4. Offense in great scoring position here.
You know, sometimes, Chris, we get caught up in the speed and the quickness, and obviously those are important assets to have as a running back. But what you just saw from this guy, and he's had a pretty good day, is his ability to break tackles in the open space. And he gets through those arms.
And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Ohio State.
And it's just a thing of beauty to watch this offense. That's his guy's third touchdown. And give the offensive line a lot of credit. They're getting enough of a push to give him some room to show you what he can do with that space.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with the PAT. Extra point up and good. A 2-touchdown lead here now in the fourth quarter. Here's the kickoff team now, set to move this one away. Fields it inside the 5-yard line. And he stopped at the 19. Good job by the coverage team. Minnesota offense takes the field. The last possession was just old school power football. Let's see if they can keep that going here. Quarterback keeps the football. They'll tackle him at the 27.
Well, that's the risk you take as a coach running this style of offense. And really, as a quarterback, you know that there's a chance you're going to get hit like that. And boy, did he get annihilated by this defense. I'm just happy that he got up and ready to play that next play.
Lets it go quickly. Makes the catch downfield. They bring him down at the 44. That's a solid gain, getting closer to midfield now.
Chris, it's so easy to get excited about the receivers on the outside and their ability to make big plays, but the slot receivers are just as exciting, especially with their finesse, quickness, and ability to make guys miss in the middle of that field.
Quick throw, catch made on the out route. He's out of bounds after a nice gain, and finally, a spark of life from this offense.
What a pitch and catch by the quarterback and receiver for a big gain for this offense.
The Golden Gophers begin a new series here, 1st and 10. Dropping back, it's Wood. Looks to his left and makes the completion. Tackle made after a nice pickup on the play.
Well, it's so easy to get caught up in the receivers and the quarterback, and your eyes get lost. You forget about the running back. Nice catch and a first down for this offense.
And the Golden Gophers are in the red zone. From inside the red zone, they're looking to throw. It's an out route. The catch made. Touchdown, Golden Gophers. This offense really clicking. That's an important score. We've got a one-possession game now, Kirk, and it's game on.
It's game on, and now it's about this defense coming up with a stop. Everybody in the stadium knows that they're going to run the football and try to milk the clock. So what can your defense do to ensure they don't do that successfully?
The kick is good, and the kicker got clobbered. Flags all over the field. And the head coach will decide to accept the penalty and take the yardage. Kickoff team has come on the field now to send this one away. First down here for this offense. Takes the handoff, heads to the right.
Positive yards are always important for an offense, but at this stage of the game, late in the ball game, playing with the lead, you're thinking about working that clock and continuing to keep the ball in bounds.
Second down here, time for perhaps just one more play before the 2-minute warning. So the clock stops as we head into the final 2 minutes of play here. This defense needing to step up and make a play now.
On the double.
Here's the second down play. And he'll set up to throw. Looking for the tight end, and it's caught. Breaks loose at the 45. They bring him down, but that is a huge play for this passing game. Big game.
The defense is spread all over the field, creating some one-on-one matchups, and the quarterback makes them pay for it.
And, of course, they'll work the clock here, keep it on the ground. The junior able to bring him down quickly.
See, that's how you limit what an offense wants to do. This time, the defense just won the battle up front at the line of scrimmage, not giving up any big plays. Everybody's gap sound, and it's really solid defense on that play.
Quick throw to his receiver. And it's intercepted, a crushing play. And that's a solid return after the interception.
That's just a poor decision by the offensive coordinator and the quarterback. Working with the lead, run the football here and work the clock. Instead, throws it into coverage. Now they got a chance to get right back in the game.
And the Minnesota offense takes the field. Here we go. They need a touchdown. They got some time to work with here. But they got to be precise and manage the clock wisely. The ball is caught. They stop the receiver, but that's a solid gain on that play. They'll crank up the tempo here with the clock ticking down. Second down. Dropping back. It's Wood. He's moving out of the pocket now. Gets right to the sidelines is enough to move the sticks. Finally out of bounds after a solid gain, but there is a flag on the field. So let's check this out. Offense getting ready for what could be their last drive. Time ticking away in the last quarter. First down. Looking to throw the football. Looking for the wide out. And he finds a wide open receiver. They forgot about him downfield. And they finally stop him down at the 5. Solid gain on that catch and run. And a quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve as much clock as possible. Quarterback drops back, probing the secondary. And the pass is incomplete just across the goal line.
Well, they're snapping the ball near the goal line, but the defense does a good job of thinking, hey, guys, let's force the incompletion. Force them into going for 3, and let's not give up 6. They did their job there.
looking for 6. And it's caught. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Touchdown, Minnesota. Number 87 with the catch in the end zone.
And now the crucial try for the extra point. The PAT is up and good, and we are all tied here in the final quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they get set to send this one away. Kick bounces out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Buckeye offense onto the field. Your worst-case scenario, you go to overtime. But can they make something happen here? Try to win it in regulation. Let's see. That's incomplete. Even on a first down pass attempt, he felt heavy pressure. Incompletion sets up a second down. And the quarterback dropping back. Catch made on the right side. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks, more than enough for a first down.
One thing I love about this back is how he gets involved in the passing game. Nice catch here.
The offense will set up on 1st and 10. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun, looking for a receiver. And he pulls in the catch. It's a big gain across midfield all the way to the 39-yard line.
How about the arm strength from this quarterback? He really didn't have any other option than to put it right in there and give it everything that he had. Great timing and a good job of squeezing that in between the defenders.
Fires it to the wideout. Tried to press the ball deep, but it's incomplete.
Hey, really good call here by the defensive coordinator working with the lead in the fourth quarter. Get 6 defensive backs with that dime look. Cover as much ground as you can and have as much speed as you can. I think the quarterback may have been confused there and just threw the ball away.
And the receiver snags it. It's complete. And the offense takes timeout to stop the clock with just 11 seconds remaining.
Timeout, Ohio State.
On the double.
Crucial 3rd down play after that completion. Looking to pick up the first down through the air. Looks downfield and finds a receiver who worked his way wide open. And a late timeout taken, just 4 seconds on the clock.
Timeout, Ohio State.
Looks like the coach decides to go for 3 points here. Here comes the field goal team. And it's good, right down the middle. And with that, they regain the lead.
Well, they almost put a touchdown on the board, but instead they come away with 3 points.
After the clutch kick to take the lead, now they'll kick it away. The offense still a chance to tie this game if they can drive the field quickly. Kickoff is fielded inside the 20. And the returner is brought down as the clock expires. That will wrap up this football game. We love to see a game, Kirk, come down to the final possession. It was who's going to have the football last, and they were able to make plays and come out with a win.
Yeah, not only the final minutes, but the final drive. And that entire unit looked calm, cool, and collected. It was well called by their offensive coordinator, and this defense just couldn't stop them when they needed to.
And that is going to wrap it up. We enjoyed this one here. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.